Ladies and gentlemen, pay much attention to what I'm about to show you here. Pay much attention. Okay, so this person you are seeing here is the current president of Cameroon. This man has been in power since 1982 to 2025 and recently got elected. So 1982 to now, that is about 43 years of being in power. Wow. This is what we call gerontocracy, leadership of the odd. This man has been in power. George Weah, the time he was winning the Ballon d'Or, this man was in power. George Weah became the president of Liberia. This man was still in power. George Weah moved out of power. This man is still in power. This is what we call as gerontocracy, leadership of the odd. Now, are you telling me across Cameroon, there's no that enthusiastic young man whom can be voted into power and lead the people of Cameroon? Of which I doubt. And I'm now bereft of words. I'm left to defer, to vacillate, and to shilly-shally to say what could be the reason to why Cameroonians keep voting for this man, keep retaining this man into power. Or maybe there's some sort of dubiety, jiggery pokery, scout dagger, and mental eloquence at play. And time and again, when we say the youths ought to take up a role in this decision-making procedure and leadership piazza, people begin to yakety-yak, people begin to jibba-jabba, people begin to talk virulently and acebically, acrimoniously about the youths. Especially these people, the elderly people that are in these leadership positions. Every time they hear that a youth or a young person is standing out to challenge them, they begin to harumph. They begin to giggle. Sheer show of public shame. No wonder Africa has been developing in the reverse gear. We are not moving forward. The Lord has endowed us with every resource that the world needs, but Africa still wallows in a marshmallow of impecuniosity. Africa still wallows in the most pestilential and odoriferous aquas of development because of such kind of leadership. We need a youthful leadership that is going to understand the needs of the youths or the young people, because 3/4 of the population across the world is made out of the youths. And they say to send, to catch a thief, send a thief. So to rule or to superintend over the youths, you have to send a fellow youth or a fellow young man who is going to understand their plights and predicaments. Because this on its own is a seppuku to the development of Africa. This on its own is a menace to the development of Africa. We have to understand that every time we put in garbage, we take out garbage. Like the famous expression, apothegm, and the aphorism that says, giggle, garbage in, garbage out. What you put in is what you get. You can't eat meat and expect to vomit cabbage. No, it is unacceptable. So as young people, let us stand up and take up leadership roles and positions to ensure that we develop our Africa, we develop our environments, we develop our societies, we develop our world. This is pure kakistocratic leadership, leadership of the unqualified, leadership of the parochial, leadership of the odd. This is what I call as the gerontocracy. And one day Africa will just wake up to these youths now rising up in mobs, wanting to overthrow these big people who cannot surrender power in the most diaphanous and convivial way and manner. And that on its own will be called the mobocakistocracy, leadership of the mob that is incompetent. This is a pure seppuku to development. Why are our leaders becoming a serious incubus and succubus to our development? So my plea is to supplicate, beseech, and importune the status quo, especially the old ones. Please step aside. We as young youths, we are here now. We are ready. Whatsoever you put in us, we are ready to show it to the world that we can lead. And we are fully prepared to lead. We are not here to take up your positions or to throw you away, but we are here to overtake and ensure that we use you as consultative vessels. Whenever we don't have the wherewithal, the panacea, and the recourse, we come to you to say, help us on A, B, C, D. We can do better. We need young people to stand up, to take up leadership positions. Development is in our hands, and we are not going to wait for other people to come and show us where to sleep in our own home. We have the power, we have the wherewithal, we have the technical know-how to lead. So come 2026 here in Zambia and the other election years across Africa and the world, please let us ensure that we take keen interest in leadership making decisions. I rest my case.